Can you please give her a big round of applause? Thanks, Alison.
Waste to energy or energy from waste. No matter what you call it, it's the landfill solution used around the world that has been met by substantial opposition in Australia. You think there's frustration here?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We don't need it. We don't want it. We want our government to listen to us. And they're not.
From New South Wales to Victoria to Western Australia, burning rubbish and producing power in a new generation of incinerators has been promoted by state governments and opposed by many in the communities where they will be located.
I'm sure they have to have some other means of getting rid of waste rather than burning it off into the air.
We say no!
Although newer technology under newer operating standards, people might be able to say this is low risk, we are at the same time not able to say accurately that it's no risk.
No state has embraced waste-to-energy incineration more than Victoria. There are currently 11 licenses making their way to final approval, including the so-called Ring of Fire proposals around metropolitan Melbourne, with waste incinerators planned for Laverton North, Dandenong South, Wollert, and Sunbury.
And we're done with being treated as Melbourne's dumping ground. We are done being taken for granted and being ignored.
Sunbury has had a landfill for more than 2 decades. When soil contaminated with traces of PFAS was discovered digging Melbourne's Westgate Tunnel, it was disposed of here. Now there are plans to burn more than 750,000 tons of rubbish a year here in a waste-to-energy incinerator. The residents of Sunbury have had enough.
We know that while Victoria does have a waste problem, this is not the solution.
Alison Medforth
No, you have to put your lead on before you go. Good boy.
has emerged as a leader of those opposed to the Sunbury incinerator.
Left.
Last year, she was increasingly concerned with plans for an incinerator just 3 kilometres from her home. She started a Facebook group that evolved into a fully fledged campaign.
What do you think when you realize that there's going to be a big incinerator just beyond those trees over there?
Our town will just go from being something that's beautiful and lovely to a waste dump. This is all about waste management, and it is a quick fix to a long-term problem, and it's going to have far-reaching consequences to not only the communities where they're located, but all of Victoria.
In the suburbs of Perth, waste-to-energy is already a reality. The Kwinana waste-to-energy plant started burning rubbish in September 2024. Not long after, Nelson Betancourt noticed a change in the air quality in his adjacent suburb of Medina.
It started just like a plastic burning smell started hanging around. There would be times where it just slowly got worse, and then people started complaining, and then it'd be like 3 or 4 days in a row of it.
The Western Australian government received the Environmental Commissioning Report on the plant's performance last December. It told 730 it's not appropriate to release the report while the plant's license application is still being assessed. The government also says it is aware of rising odour complaints in Kwinana.
Yeah, it smells toxic. There's no ifs or buts about that. It smells toxic. I don't know, I'm not a scientist in that, I don't know whether, but to me, if you're smelling plastic burning sort of smell, then it's got to be going into your lungs for sure, you know what I mean?
The key point of contention over incineration plants is air quality. Are the emissions safe? Last month, Victoria's Upper House Inquiry heard from scientist Dr. Jackie Wright, who works with the peak body of the waste recovery industry.
Energy from waste facilities, as designed and operated under modern standards, are safe for the community in residential, commercial and in agricultural areas.
But other experts aren't as sure. Dr. Peter Tate from the advocacy organisation Public Health Association of Australia has co-authored 2 reports that examined peer-reviewed scientific research on the impact of incinerators.
Because some of these impacts take decades to manifest, it's too early to say whether newer incinerators are more safe than older incinerators with older technology and older regulation.
But Dr. Tate says he recognizes the amount we're dumping into landfill isn't sustainable.
On the other hand, by burning the garbage, we are creating chemical pollutants. It's this difficult question of saying this is, absolutely better than the other alternative. It's of mixed benefits and it cuts both ways.
Waste vehicles will enter the site where they will...
In Victoria, community perception hasn't been helped by State Energy Minister Lily D'Ambrosio, who's opposed to a waste-to-energy plant next to her electorate.
A cabinet member is opposing, the Minister for Energy is opposing a waste-to-energy plant.
I think that's a question for government, with respect.
Something's clearly going wrong here because you've got pretty profound inconsistency.
I wouldn't pretend it's helpful what's occurring.
Does the fact that you are publicly opposed to a waste-energy plant next to your electorate affect the credibility of waste-to-energy development in Victoria?
No, not at all. I mean, it is always a matter of the best locations for these types of facilities, and my community has been really clear that they don't believe that the location in Wollert is the best place for a waste-to-energy facility.
Now, obviously, other communities say the same thing. If you can say it's not the best in your community, why wouldn't a community like Sunbury be able to say that?
Well, look, they can. I believe that's what they're saying. But I think what is really important here is that there are appropriate regulatory processes for considering not just the waste-to-energy facilities in the way that they wish to operate, but the location.
In Europe, waste-to-energy disposes of more municipal rubbish than landfill, but debate over its future is contentious. Last month, demonstrators marched in Paris to protest plans for a new incinerator. And a government report has advised residents of metropolitan Paris against eating locally produced eggs due to contamination in which incinerators are a leading suspected source.
Shut it down!
Worldwide, despite repeated assurances from governments, few, if any, communities seem set to welcome an incinerator. For now, waste to energy is an alternative to landfill that no one wants near them.